Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been away for a while, just been busy. I'm sure you guys know getting through the holidays and then getting your Christmas stuff down, and also been busy with spring projects for the booth. I'll show you what I've been up to and what I've been working on so far, and a few uh, new decorations, and I even repainted my bedroom. So um, just a little catch up and a little bit of what I've been up to. So hopefully you guys had a great holiday and a great New Year's. Anybody else have spring fever like I do? um, so something new for spring this year, and this was actually for the booth, but I don't know, I've got to hang on to it for a little bit. I really love it. This is from Hobby Lobby. This is their new rabbit this year. I love the color. I love the texture on it. I think it was around $60, but of course you know everything's 40 and 50% off. So, so just done some crocks here on the fireplace. And then I had this spring wreath here. Just decided to put it over or around the crock there and threw some white tulips in this crock. And I don't know about this here. I really love that green color with like the rust color and the browns. And then I got these a couple years ago. A bag of these mini eggs, blue and the brown and the green. Really like those. So anyway, that's the mantle so far, or the fireplace for spring. Of course, I got those again in this one. This is one of my Christmas presents. My mom got me. Nice little candle trough, or whatever you want to call it, but after you are done with the candle, it is a nice decoration, which fits right into my style and my primitive stuff. So anyway, what I've been working on for spring for the booth, this was a free basket I got from my grandma. She was cleaning out, and just one of those things that I got from her, so that was free. I already had the blue eggs, and then I had the moss, a bag of moss, so really, this was pretty much free. So, just a brown egg with a little cinnamon on it for that primitive style, some moss, and then the blue eggs, and I put $24 on that. Alright, so some of the things that I'm working on here for spring. If you're new here, I make my own paper clay. I think I've got a video, if you scroll on through the videos, on how to make homemade paper clay. So anyway, you might remember the paper clay pumpkins that I make and the different Christmas items. So I've been working on some Easter stuff, and I'm trying to make them look like the vintage Easter figurines and like the old candy buckets. But anyway, this is what they look like before they're painted. Yes, they're all sculpted. They're all sculpted from, sorry, just make sure the dog's alright. Anyway, they are all hand sculpted. So this one is just a little wagon there with a rabbit sitting on it, and it's being pulled by a baby chick or a chick. So one of those, vintage style pieces. I use a little bit of everything to kind of help me stretch the paper clay. So I'm going to glue this or attach it with more paper clay, and then I'll put like some Easter eggs or something in it. So that is that. Here's just another rabbit that I'm working on. I think I'm gonna have him carry a little basket on its back. Again, just a classic vintage style decoration. I never finished painting the black on this one. So yeah, paint them all in black as a base color, and then these are just a couple of chicks there with a basket, and this is a chick by itself. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of what is that, crepe paper, and fold it and put it around its neck there. Again, that vintage style is what I'm going for. I got some new paints from some new milk paint from Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. Also got this awesome, I don't have it in front of me here, but some from Fusions Black Wax. It's a black antiquing wax, and that is really good for getting in the cracks and crevices, and it's really going to make these things look older. So anyway, for Valentine's, I'm making some more of these all sold when I made them for Christmas. So I made a few more. I will put the polyurethane in here because it's supposed to be like a cookie with the jelly center or whatever. So that's how I make those, and then I'll distress them with some the dark walnut stain. And this is just something else that I come up with to use up leftover paper clay. So I've got 6 of these, and I'm doing like the different icons or whatever for each of the holidays. So the first one here, I got a heart. It's just going to be a big, probably dark red heart. And I got a shamrock. And then over here is an Easter egg, which I got it upside down to dry the other side. And then where did it go? Sorry. Trying to make y'all sick. This one's going to be a flag. And I've got holes in them so they can be hung in the tops of them. And then for fall Halloween, I've got a pumpkin over here drying. And then just a tree for Christmas. So these will be all hand painted up, and they will be a set, so you'll get all 6 of them. Not sure how much I'm gonna put on them, but that will be a 6-piece set. Right. Let me see. Show you some more Easter that I've got put out. I've got an old antique glass candy bowl there. And then, of course, my fake candy molds or chocolate molds. Love those. Got a pot roast on. And then this is new, one of my Christmas gifts. That little bunny sign. I'm sure this looks completely different from Christmas. And this is all subject to change. So I got a little Easter rabbit there. If you're wondering what the noise is, someone is ready to go out. That's Milo there. Oh, I did get a new recliner. Of course, we gotta have a cover on it to protect it, but got a new recliner for Christmas. Alright. So let me continue on here with more projects. So this picture here, this sheet picture, another Hobby Lobby find. I think it was around $24, $25, and of course on sale. And it did have a gold, a bright gold frame. So I did take some of my milk paint. I think this one was the juniper milk paint, and as you can see, that dark antiquing wax got in all the grooves there. So I thought that turned out nice, and I think I've got either got 38 or 40 on that sign. So it's a mess in here, you guys. Sorry for all that. So I was at a Paylor's Mall and picked this sign up. No, I'm not going to leave it like that. This is a project piece. I'm actually going to paint this white. All white, and I've got a antique stencil from Etsy coming in the mail soon. Hopefully it is on its way. But anyway, I'm going to paint this white, still distress it, and hopefully still have the crackled look. But and it's the word antique. So it's going to be like an antique sign. So I'll just stencil the word antique there in the middle. Hopefully it'll just about fill up the whole thing. But I'm excited about that. So that'll be an old antique sign. And then these little boxes here are also from Hobby Lobby. They're in the craft section. And they're just plain paper mache boxes that you can craft with and paint up. Nosy. That you can craft and paint up, and as you can see on this one, I took the milk paint, some blue, kind of a salmon color there, and then a gold, and then I took that antiquing wax, and I'm just obsessed with that antiquing wax from Fusions, the black wax, and just kind of give them a more older, primitive look. Now on this one, I got some paper. This is like floral and different design paper. It comes in a big book that you can purchase at Hobby Lobby, and I just cut that out and Mod Podge that to these boxes. And the goal here is to make it look like those old faux or old wallpaper boxes. Of course, this one is faux, made to look. So that's why it's only $30 for that set. But yes, I hand glued all that and distressed it. So I really like it. It really looks from a distance. It really looks like the old wallpaper boxes, if you know what I'm talking about, in the early American antique world. So next was somebody give us a box of free stuff, and there was this glass yellow egg in it. And anyway, I painted that with the blue, and it crackled. Something about the milk paint, it crackles real nice for you on certain surfaces, and that was just perfect for this. I love that. And then of course I took the black wax and put the black wax on there and wiped the excess off, and it got down in those cracks. So I tell you a channel that you need to watch on YouTube, which is how I've been inspired by all these little projects and the milk paint. Check out Ginger Chick Rehab on YouTube. I am like addicted to that channel. She is so talented, and she has a booth. Well, she actually has, I think, 3 or 4 booths, and she is all the time picking for her booth and redoing things. So yeah, very addicting channel, but you can actually learn a lot from her if you're into that sort of thing. I just took, my mom gave me this candle holder. I distressed it a little bit more and glued the egg to that and put some moss on it. I think I've got $10 on that. Now she's probably, if she's watching this, she's probably yelling at the screen saying, you need to put more on it. But you gotta think, this was free. The egg was free. I already had the moss, so I'm just out a little bit of paint. But I actually do want some things to sell and not just sit, so. This is something new. Kind of hard to see there with the sun. Maybe I'll put it over here. Just a green box and our box, a basket. I think we got from Hobby Lobby real cheap. And believe it or not, I painted this with Army Green spray paint. It's almost the perfect. Let me set it up here, and maybe we can see it better. It's almost the perfect primitive green color, and that was a lot easier and quicker to do with spray paint. Turn on the light, that might help. So I took some eggs that I already had, painted them black, and dusted them with some cinnamon for that primitive look. I can't remember how much I have on this. 28 on this. So some candlesticks are also going to be, now these are metal, and I think I'm going to pick a nice green paint and paint those green and distress them. For some reason green sells. Green is a hot color, so I'm going to redo those two. Just a little jade bunny here I decided to part with. So I think that's all. I did get a little sign here for my booth. 5/17, that's my birthday. The Primitive Crow, 40% off Christmas, which I need to get that down there. I already have a sign up for 40% off Christmas, but by the time I get all this down there, it'll be over with. Alright, so the bedroom. This is my bedroom, and you guys might remember this being like an off-white, kind of a cream color. This color here is Benjamin Moore. I'm having a hard time with the light here, y'all, so apologize. But this is Benjamin Moore, October Mist, and I'm liking it. I was wanting a sage green color in here. Sometimes it's a little bit more, it looks a little bit more blue than it is sage green. But anyway, if you like this color, it is Benjamin Moore, October Mist. There's that awesome, love this picture. My mom had this in her house, and then she moved and didn't have room for it anymore, so I said, I'll take it. So anyway, I'm fighting with working around furniture, y'all, so forgive me. So this was out in this cabinet was out in the shed. You might remember that. And it just houses my all my craft stuff, my craft paint. I'll show you real quick. So paints in here, and all the things I use for crafting: hot glue gun, glue sticks, glue. And one of the biggest components of, or the main component of the homemade paper clay is joint compound. Got my drill and stuff in there. So, going back to the boxes, these are the bigger set here from Hobby Lobby. Get all three of them for like $13, and of course they're plain paper clay, like a cardboard color. And I painted these up too. And y'all, I'm having a hard time parting with these, so I think I'm gonna hang on to this set for a little while, because I love the way these turned out. I love the colors. Got some noisy dogs, y'all, hopefully. they're not distracting, but anyway. So I did like a little lime green, or not a lime green, a light green color there, another salmon color, and then a blue. Distressed these again with that black, a little bit of the black wax, and I did do a little bit of the walnut stain on these. And you can see the detail there. Just kind of went around the edge. And they actually look like old primitive boxes. So then I already had this box here. Now this is the real deal. This is the real deal old pantry box here. You can see it's got the nails in it and everything. Love the color on that. So, like I said, I was going to put these in the booth, but then I brought them in here, set them on this, and now I love it. So I think I'm going to hang on to that set for a while. Alright, y'all. I think that is about it for all of the projects. Just wanted to hop on here and say hello. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope you're having a great New Year so far. Oh, there is another project. A little stool there that I'm going to paint green, and I need to get a sander because that Ginger Chick Rehab, she has a nice Ryobi sander that I need to get, and so I can do some distressing on some of these pieces. But yeah, guys, that's what I've been up to all winter long. I'm going to be working on projects. Don't mind the couch here. We're getting ready to get new furniture. I was trying not to do that in the video, but I forgot. And no editing here. So anyway, real life, y'all. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around and watching my videos. I appreciate it. If you want to follow along and see more projects, or you want to see these vintage inspired figurines, if you will, if you want to see those finished, go ahead and smash the subscribe button so you won't miss a video. And thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll talk soon. Bye, friends.